Hello guys, once again welcome back to the channel Rahul Automation Studio. So hey guys, in my last video I have explained you about the different locators in Selenium by which you can locate the web elements on a web page. So there are total 8 different locators in a Selenium. So like link text, partial link text, ID name, CSS selector, XPath, class name. So it is including everything. There are total 8 selectors. So you can find the web elements on it. Suppose for particular tag there is no div. I means to say like there is no attribute or there is no unique value, right? There is no unique ID, there is no unique class name. So in that case, you have to write some dynamic XPath, and it is very complex to write the XPath in such scenarios. If there are more than one web elements which are similar, but you have to find out the unique XPath for them. So it is always difficult to write down the XPath for it. So guys, in this scenario, we have to write down and we have to use the defined methods in the XPath. We have to make our XPath as a dynamic and then we have to use in our test cases. So I will be discussing one by one. Let's first of all see what are different methods that we can use in our XPath. So we can use as a text method in our XPath. Second method is a contains method, guys. So which is very useful to write down a dynamic XPath. Third method we will be seeing the starts with. Starts with is a method that you can also use, and we will be looking for and as well as for. If you want to add the condition in the XPath, suppose you want to add the condition that both the conditions should be satisfied for that particular XPath. So in that scenario, you can use and. If you want to satisfy either of the conditions should be satisfied and it should return the XPath. So in that case, you can use or. So I will be explaining one by one how you can use all these and to find out the dynamic XPath for you. So guys, first of all, let's create a one class, Java class we will create in it. So we will create with the name of dynamic XPath, guys. We will include main method in it. Just click on finish. So after this, we already have a code to launch a browser. So we will just do the copy for that. So this is a code to launch a browser. So just copy it and paste. So this is particularly setting the property for a Chrome driver.exe file. After that, we are launching a Chrome browser and we are maximizing the browser. After that, we are just loading the URL with the help of a get method. And this is thread.select. We just it throws the exception. We will add in our main method. So guys, this is an example. So which is containing basically flight result search page, and here we can see all the examples, all the complex XPath. So let's browse this web page. So what actually this URL is containing? So this URL is containing basically this is a URL for the travel, and we are searching for the flights, and it is the flight searching from Delhi to Hyderabad, one-way flight and economic class. The date is 27th May and it is having only one attempt. So it is searching and it will display the flights to us. So let's run it as a Java application and we will see all by one the methods that we can use in a XPath. So let's browse the data, means the URL in the browser. So guys, once this web page gets loaded, you will see in the application, in the real-time project, in the real-time projects, like you will see such kind of applications like Make My Trip is there and some other websites, similar kind of websites is there. And you have to just write down the test case and you have to automate the application, right? So this will be similar type of other applications for the travel domain. So in that scenario, you will be stuck to find out the XPath in it because ID, username, class name, that you will not find the common and the unique for everyone, right? So let's inspect it. and we will go one by one. So I will just zoom it. So I will do the maximize. First method we will see the text method, guys. So how you can write the method. Suppose we want to click on hotel, flight and tours. So first of all, you have to go to that web element, right click on it and just inspect the element. So you can see this is an anchor tag. It is having the class as a wave names and this is a hotels as a text. Suppose we want to locate the element based on a class. So let's try to find out. Just click on Ctrl F. We will be using the relative XPath, guys. Always use the relative XPath. Don't use absolute XPath. And relative XPath always start with double slash. Okay. So after that, write down the anchor tag. We will just copy this. Okay. So this is an anchor tag, right? At the rate class equal to this. So guys, you can see this class is not unique and there are 40 items that are matching with the same. So you can't use a class name at that case, right? So in that scenario, how you will write the XPath code? So in this scenario, guys, you have to write down the method that is like text method you have to use, and which text, whose text is equal to hotels, right? So this is hotels, this is an anchor tag, right? Mm, let me write down text equal to, right, hotels. You can see this is the XPath for the hotels by using the text method. And guys, always whenever you're finding the XPath, you have to confirm that it is only the unique one. Value should be one out of one. It should not be more than one. So you have to always find out the unique XPath, guys. So this is for hotel. So in the similar way, tomorrow you want to find out the XPath for the tours. You just have to replace this text value. You can see, guys, like tours. In the similar way, you can find it for visa. No, right? So visa, I think it's not there. Let's check it. It is a small v, guys. So you have to use small v here in the similar way like this. So you have in this way you can use a text method. So let's try to click on this particular web element. So you have to write down driver dot find element by dot xpath. And what is the XPath? Just copy from there. And which action you have to use? You have to use click action on it. So let's copy. We will be clicking on a hotels. Okay, guys. Just copy and paste. So once we will click on this hotel anchor link, it will browse to the hotels page. So let's run the Java application. So this is how you can use a text method, guys. And this text method, believe me, it is useful in the another scenario as well, when you will be using a contains method or you are using a start with method. At that time also you can use this text method, guys. If you're putting and condition, at that time also you can use this text method, right? So this is very useful, guys. So once the website will get load, it will click on the hotels. You can see it has clicked on hotels and our hotels page. Search for best hotels. So hotels page is loading now. So our test case is passed, guys. So now one more thing that I want to tell you, guys, this XPath that you can see, just I will zoom once more. You can see this XPath, you can also parameterize. How you can parameterize it? So just take a value like string. You can write down a method or you can pass the value from anywhere, from where you are calling that. Okay, just value equal to, suppose we want to click on, let me check, we want to click on tours. Okay, tours. So in this place where the value is written hotel, just remove it write down this double braces, I mean click on plus plus. In between the plus, you have to write down the variable name like this. So what it will do, guys, whatever value you will pass, like now this time you are passing tools, maybe in second time or you are calling in some another test case, at that time you will pass hotels, right? So it will take the value, whatever it is coming in this variable, and it will generate a dynamic XPath for you, and it will click on that value. Okay, so now this time I'm passing it to, I'm storing in a string variable and I'm passing in a XPath. So let's try to run the test case. So guys, you can also make your XPath as a parameterized. It is very useful when you will be working on a web table, when you will be working on the scenarios where all the values are similar, right? So in that case, you can use a single XPath, and by doing the parameterization, you can work on the different web elements. So that's how you have to work. So what is the benefit of doing that? Your maintenance work will be less, guys, because you are maintaining less web objects now. So you can see it has clicked on the tools. In the similar way, you can click on visa, blog, offers. So there are like 8 web elements are there. You don't need to write 8 web elements, 8 web locators, right? You just need to write down one next path. With the one next path, you can click and locate every element on it, like home, hotel, flight, tours, visa, blog, offers, right, guys? So this is how you have to write down your code, and this is the standard that is get used in the company, guys. So you have to use like this. So this is an example that I have shown you for the text method. Now let's move further for the next method, that is contains method. How you can use the contains method, right, guys? So just comment out this, and we will be moving on the next scenario. So I will be explaining you like which scenario it will be useful that it contains method, right? So just go to the back page, and we will be going on our flight results page, guys. So I think we have already opened, yeah, this, it is already open. Suppose flight results are there, guys. Now you want to find out all the flight results, number of flight results, and you want to click on only one flight, right? So let's locate the flight result. So you can see this one is the div. Li is a div, guys, for the flight result, right? You can see it is highlighting that particular flight result, first, second, third, right? So if you want to find out number of results, and if you want to click only on one, you can see, guys, it is not having unique id, unique class. You can see class is also same, so you will not be able to find. And if you try to find out, number of web elements will be there, but you have to click only on one. So how you will do? So in that case, you have to, guys, use as a contains method. So how you can use? So for that, first of all, write down the anchor tag, like li is there. After that, write down the contains method, open and closing bracket. So in it, what it is? So in our example, it is a class, right? So it is a class, guys. So class is containing some value, so on which we want to locate. So you can see this is a class which is containing some value. So we can locate based on the text which is containing. Suppose we want to find out for all, and mix is common in all, right? So at the rate class, comma, single brackets, like, and we can pass as a mix, right, guys? You can see. So there are total 50 results are displayed on the screen for the flights. You can see it is common. That path is like similar common for the every result, right? So in this scenario, guys, you can always locate with the help of a contains method. So let's do the copy, and We will be counting the size. Okay. So driver dot this time, guys, if there are more than one web element you want to locate, so in that you have to use the element find elements method, guys. Don't use find element. In this case, you have to use find elements by dot XPath, right? And you have to write down the XPath for it, right? Like this. Now, so this find elements will return you a list. So you have to store the value in a list, and it is a list of web element. You have to give one variable name, so you can give the count as a variable name. And this web element you can import from the Selenium, and this list you can import from the java.util package, right? Now we will be displaying the number of counts. Okay, system dot out dot println. So in this we will be printing the count, guys. Count dot size is a method to get the size of it, right? So once we are find the count, now you want to select one flight, right? You will not select all the flight. Suppose you want to click on the second flight. So first let's check the behavior. What will happen once you click on the second flight? So this is a second flight. Once you will click on the second flight, it will show you the more details, right? So you can see it is showing you more details like this. Suppose you want to check the more details for the second flight. So in that scenario, what you will do? This is the XPath, but it is for the all the flight results. So in this case scenario, you have to use the indexing in XPath, guys. This is one of the key for the dynamic XPath, right? So just close it and go to home, start bracket, come in the last, scare bracket. Suppose we want to find out for second, just pass the second and close the scare bracket. You can see it will locate for second element, second result now. In the similar way, you can do it for eighth one. You want to select the eighth flight result, you can click on it. We will be doing it for the second result. So we want to click on it. Okay. So just do the copy. And after that, what you have to do, guys, driver dot. This time we are clicking on a single element. When we are locating only one result, you have to use find element method in it. By dot XPath. And what is the XPath? This is the XPath for our second result. Dot click. So it will click on it, guys. So in the similar way, I have shown you that you can parameterize the XPath, right? So in the similar way, you can parameterize to this index also, guys. You can make a loop, or you can pass this value from another method, and you can make parameterized. I will show you that also. Let's go one by one and run the test case. So parameterization of XPath is very important, guys, when you are working in a big project and you want to handle in a good way. So at that time, you have to make it parameterized. Otherwise, you will be in the confusion of handling the XPaths only, and maintenance work will be very big, very much like in the test cases. So let's do it. So it will open the flight results page to us. Now basically it has to click on the second flight results for us. Okay. So it has successfully clicked on the second result for us. And now let's see in our console. So you can see there are total 50 results are displaying, guys. Total 50 results are there, and same we were getting on the console also. You can count it, guys. See, it is showing us total 50 results with that same XPath. So that's how you can use. So now let's see how you can parameterize this index, right? So we have seen the parameterization here. It is single quote, then double quote, single quote, double quote, right? So let's parameterize this index also. So just use int id int index equal to, suppose we want to click on fifth element now, right? So in this two, just use double quote plus plus, and in between of plus use the variable name, that is index. You can see. So guys, once you are calling, suppose this is a method, you can, while calling the method, you can pass this value for the index, for the XPath, and it will go on that particular web element, it will locate it. So dynamically it will generate the XPath and it will click on it. So what is the benefit of doing that? So benefit of that is you don't need to write down the XPath for 50 results, right? You just need to write down the XPath for one, like that, and like common generic, and accordingly you can play with it. You don't need to write the 50 XPath for the 50 result. Tomorrow, if there is 100 results are coming, and in that case, you don't need to write the 100 XPath for it. No, guys, that is not the best practice. You have to write down the XPath, dynamic XPath, that will work. If tomorrow is there 1000 result is coming, still the XPath will work for you. That's how you have to write down the XPath, guys. Right? So now let's try to run the test case. So in this scenario, we are clicking on the fifth result. So let's see, guys. So this is how you have to use the contains method. This is very useful. And believe me, guys, when you will be work on the project, definitely you will be in the need of the contains method, guys, because I have seen in my company, in my project also, many employees are still struggling to find out the exact XPath and to write down the dynamic XPath, because this scenario will be every time and every day they will face such scenarios, and they get confused how to write down the XPath only. So this is a very big question and concern while writing the automation test cases. I have seen it, guys. So please listen carefully and watch the complete video. So it is browsing the URL. It is taking some time.